And welcome back to the OHIO podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs. That man over there is the Wild Man, Chris Wilds, and you are you. And we're thankful that you decided to join us tonight for another great video. And Chris, I just want to say it. We
We
want
don't want Angry Ryan
Angry
Day.
Ryan
We,
Day.
we don't want Angry Ryan Day.
Yes, we
We
do.
need Angry Ryan Day. We don't want him. We need him.
We
We
need.
need him. I have never seen a coach who coaches just so much better when he's ticked off, Eric.
Yes.
When he's ticked off, he gets creative. He gets aggressive. He goes back to being offensive coordinator Ryan Day and not head coach Ryan Day.
If you like this T-shirt and you would like to support an Angry Ryan Day, head on over to the ohiopodcast.com website. There you'll find a link that says merch. Click on merch. That'll take you to our campus sideline site where you can order yourself a white or red "We Want Angry Ryan Day" and wear that thing to the shoe and around town. If you would like another, maybe you don't want any OHIO podcast merch, but you would like some
Why?
nice, well, some people just want to wear Ohio State stuff instead.
We
They
can
can
help
do
him with
that.
that though,
We can help you. Again, head on over to the ohiopodcast.com, click the store link behind Chris. You'll see all kinds of good stuff, Ohio State
including
merchandise.
Silky Smooth JR's Silk Touch Robe
Mm.
available right now.
And you yourself, after you come out of the shower, could walk out in a Ohio State Silk Touch rub and go 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo!
Woo! Now, let's talk about Angry Ryan Day, shall we? On our call-in show last Thursday,
Mhm.
Devin, who's called in the last couple weeks in a row and has brought some tremendous, tremendous topics our way to
He
discuss,
has.
brought one that quite frankly needed to be a video all in its own because we needed to explore this idea that he brought to us a little deeper. His call talked about how that it had been reported that Ryan Day had gone to Mickey Mariotti this offseason and had taken the handcuffs off him. If you recall, as Devin pointed out in his phone call, Ryan Day has been considered more of a player-friendly coach,
Mhm.
and that included basically telling Mickey to hold off. Now, Devin made the correlation to the fact that Ryan Day has been very supportive of adolescents' mental health. He's really big into mental health, and that as we've have talked about numerous times includes the On Your Sleeve campaign with Children's Hospital, where he donated over $1 million of his own money to further research in adolescent depression and mental health. So obviously, Ryan Day, whose own father passed away from suicide when he was a child, is going to take mental health very, very seriously.
Mhm.
Case in point, Harry Miller. Um, all that being said, Devin pointed out that the conversation that he no doubt had with Mickey about taking the handcuffs off Mickey, letting Mickey be more Mickey, which meant that Mickey was going to push and prod these kids more a la Urban Meyer style than the last few years under Ryan Day. I wanted to explore on that topic
Mhm.
the yin and yang, the push and get pull, the give and take that Ryan Day is no doubt doing in his own head when it comes to this very thing. Ryan Day's a nice guy. He's a super nice
Absolutely.
guy. And as you pointed out at the beginning of this video, he's different when he's angry. He's aggressive.
Yes.
He's an aggressive play caller. He's an aggressive coach. And when he's angry, we like how he coaches.
He's got fire, Eric. He has fire and passion when he coaches.
So, is there a way? Here's my question. Is there a way for him to do both, or does he struggle with being able to be so aggressive and at the same time be this nice guy. Like, is this a battle for him, and is this a struggle for him? What's going on here? Let's dive a little deeper into this.
I do believe there is a way, and there is a way to be between the Ryan Day versus, say, the James Franklin model of how you treat mental health. There is a way to balance that. And let me tell you, that way's name was Chip Kelly. I believe Chip Kelly was brought in to help Ryan Day, good cop, bad cop. Because if you listen to some interviews, and I listened to one recently where it was referred that Ryan Day in some practices has been more the outspoken yeller, get on your case a little bit. Nothing over the top, but get on your case a little bit, coach. And Chip Kelly's been acting as that put his arm around you type coach and coach you up with sweet talk.
Hmm.
Almost like there's been a bounce, which kind of just blows my mind when you hear of Chip Kelly's past and some of the interactions that he's had with players.
Yeah.
But I heard this on a radio show not that long ago that a lot of the players are saying that Chip's becoming more that put his arm around you kind of guy, whereas Ryan Day is really embracing this more, I'm going to say, abrasive, not over the top, but just more fiery approach to his coaching style, which he needs to have if he's going to be the CEO of the team. If you're going to be the CEO of the team, it's not your job to be the nice guy. Nick Saban was not the nice guy. Urban Meyer was not the nice guy. When Urban Meyer was there, he had look at some of the guys he had. Obviously, Ryan Day on the offensive side of the ball. He was the nice guy. You go over the defensive side of the ball, you had guys like Kerry Coombs, Jeff Halfley, even going back to Luke Fickell. While these guys were good coaches, I think they played more of the nice guy role to Urban's more aggressive, in your face type style coach. I feel like he now has guys that he can trust in that role to offset. And in Chip Kelly, you have a guy who was his mentor, who would probably not be afraid to go up to Ryan Day and say, listen, Ryan, you're going a little over the top. If it got to that point, I don't see Ryan Day ever going over the top,
Yeah,
but
I
he's got
don't either.
somebody there who, if he did, I think he would be okay with having him come to him and say, listen, Ryan, you're going a little over the top.
It's interesting you bring that up, Chris, because my follow up question is going to be simply: does Ryan Day even have the bad cop in him?
I think he
I mean,
does.
it appeared he did towards Kyle McCord at times,
Well,
but is that simply because, or was that just simply Ryan was so frustrated because Kyle's play was so bad, and the quarterback in Ryan Day was like, I called the perfect play call. If you just get out of the pocket, move the pocket, or step into the pocket, or wait another second, this route opens up, and instead of throwing it away or eating it or having a bad pass in the coverage, you had a guy streaking wide open 5 yards, 5 yards further down the field. If you could, like there was a lot of missed opportunities last year from wide open people who simply because he couldn't see the field.
can I just tell you, I think it started back with Georgia. I mean, obviously, the last 3 years of losing to Michigan has taken its toll on Ryan Day. But I think you go back to that game against Georgia and the cheap shot that wasn't called when Harrison went down. You look at the Notre Dame game and the comments that Lou Holtz made. You look at what, uh, uh, help me out, the head coach from Missouri,
Oh,
Drunk
Drinkowitz.
Drinkwitz. You think about what he said to Ryan Day directly,
Mm-hmm.
indirectly, but directly
Yeah.
at that press conference. Ryan Day is a smart individual. And more than anything else, Ryan Day is a fiery competitor. He played collegiate football. You don't play collegiate football without being a competitor, especially for a Chip Kelly. I really feel like the competitor is in there, and I think it's been awakened over the course of the last few years. I think different things have happened that have really been bringing it out of him. And I think last year with Kyle McCord as his quarterback, something really changed in him because he's not been used to that kind of failure from the quarterback position.
Right.
It's not something that I think he envisioned or something that he would even, obviously, as we saw, tolerate. Um, and you're talking about a guy who, like I've been saying, and I know everybody doesn't agree with me, I believe is coaching for his job this year. He's a smart guy. I think he feels that. He certainly knows if his seat isn't hot now, he loses that team up north again, and that seat's scorching. I think it's in him. I think the fiery competitor is ready to come out. I think a lot of it came down to did he have guys in place that he could trust who could be the good cop to his bad cop if he started to do it. I think he does now. I think you're going to see a different Ryan Day on the sidelines this year. And I think that it's going to be that I don't know if I'd say, I don't know if it's going to be like our shirt says and it's an angry Ryan Day, but I feel like there's a chip on his shoulder and you're going to see a lot of it this year.
I hope so. Um, we wouldn't have made the T-shirt if we weren't encouraging that. Um, is there anything in Ryan Day's past that has prohibited him up to this point? Is it just lack of experience? Is it just him trying to find his feet as a head coach that causes kind of the fiery than the lackadaisical nice guy, old jolly. Because I mean, look at how he coached the game last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was so timid in that game.
I think that, first of all, and I know you love this expression, Eric, but I think Jim Harbaugh was living in his head rent free. I do to some extent. Um,
Was it him or was it Connor Steins?
a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Um, but you look, and I believe that a lot of it is finding his balance. Like you said on numerous occasions when you've tried to talk me down from wanting to fire him, he is learning on the job. He is trying to find his balance. I think that is what he gets with two very experienced, very good coordinators like you have in Chip Kelly and Jim Knowles. You have that ability to find your balance because you have guys you can trust to run their sides of the ball. Um, and I think that he's going to find his balance this year. I think that experience and trust are going to allow him to do that. I think the fact that he has had off-season conversations with a guy like Jim Tressel, I think that the fact that he heard from another head coach who basically, for all intents and purposes, handed it to him in the Cotton Bowl, uh, you know, and a guy that he likes and respects, I think that it's something where he's ready to take that next step. And I'll tell you right now, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I know we got all this returning guys, this, that, and the other. I think the fact that we have those guys is going to be great for this year. These guys have a passion to get the job done, to finish what they started ultimately, and put Ohio State back on that winning track nationally. And that's going to be good for the younger kids, along with what I think will be a more aggressive Ryan Day is going to be good for these younger kids. And if he does find that balance that I'm talking about, Eric, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on record as saying it. I'll do it again. With Saban gone, there's no reason a new dynasty can't come about. And this guy's got the recruits to do it.
He's got to find that balance.
He does.
Um, I think Ryan Day might be one domino falling over from that momentum you're talking about. Because once you do it once, then you have that confidence of I did it. Now I know I can do it again. Um,
You look back, and I'll tell you, I think a key moment that, and I don't know if it still eats at Ryan Day, but I'm sure it does to some extent, is was it 2020 when we finally got over the Clemson hump
hmm
and then just faced that juggernaut of an Alabama team. And we were a little weakened, a little shorthanded.
we didn't have the defensive players or the defensive scheme to hang that day.
Yeah, we
We were
really
so
did.
unmatched.
That was a juggernaut. And I'm telling you, Eric, those guys, we have recruits of that caliber at this university now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. With the experience we have this year, the coaches we have this year, the new invigorated approach that Ryan Day is taking to this team this year. I think this year, and I know we've said natty or bust, and I believe that to be true. Um, I think I really believe this is a national title team this year. And I think it starts the ball rolling because you have those recruits. We have two incredible collectives. We have incredible donors and fans uh, at Ohio State, which are just going to keep us in the NIL sweepstakes every single year. It's become pro light, and I'll tell you what, I feel like that's the wheelhouse for one Ryan Day. I really do.
Hmm.
I'm convinced more than any, he may be a coach that can embrace what's going on and run with it. I really feel like, as much as I've criticized Ryan Day, and I will continue to until he actually gets that elusive win over that team up north and finishes the job with a national championship, I'll continue to be critical of him. But I feel like this is his year. I feel like this is the year he puts it all together. This is the year he finally shuts me up. And I would love nothing more.
Yeah. Right. Oh gosh, I think the one thing I want to add to this conversation is that I think that there will be a point in time where he's going to have to let the dragon out. He's just going to have to.
You know when it's going to have to happen. I'm going to tell you right now when it has to happen.
Eugene.
Eugene. You have to do that in Eugene in front of what will be, even though it's not a huge stadium, in front of what will be a very raucous crowd.
Oh, and it'll be in front of the
It's going to be
spotlight.
on the national spotlight.
hmm
You have to do that there. That is your statement win. That is the game where you go in and you put every team in the country on notice that we are going to take you down.
Interesting. Well, we're going to be talking about this all summer. We want to give Devin his kudos for a fantastic question and topic that he brought to our attention. Devin, I hope we did that topic in question its service tonight. This is something, in all honesty, we could talk about for an entire hour because
Absolutely.
we didn't even get into like what will be his motivation to coach more aggressive, to be more of the angry guy. What is that, and what in his past has prohibited from that from coming out? And when it does come out, a la Notre Dame, why does it feel awkward at times? Like, you know,
Because
uh,
have you ever seen the movie Signs with Mel Gibson when he's
yes,
running around the house cussing and it
yeah,
sounds so awkward?
right, because he was
That
a
that's kind of
priest.
what it feels like.
Um, Yeah, you know, when it didn't feel awkward though.
Georgia.
Well, that, and I'll give you another example. Remember when Greg Schiano came running across the field?
Oh yeah, I thought Dave was going to light him up.
That happened.
Yeah,
That's who he's pointing at here in this T-shirt. It's it's old friend.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And I don't know what moment that'll be, but we need that moment to happen and then just ride that wave. It's like a surfer. You gotta go out and catch that wave.
What do you
And
say we just get Joe Moorhead to irritate him in game one, and then we
that's
just
what I'm
ride that?
talking about.
Maybe we just ride that anger for the rest of the year.
There you go. Joe calls up a little sweep to the left again for the 500th time, and Ryan Day and Jim Knowles is waiting on it, and they just stuff it behind the line of scrimmage, and yeah, love it. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this topic. This is something that we should have a lot of discussion on down in the discussion, guys. Let us know what you think. Did we miss something about this? What moment do you think Ryan Day could use to motivate him to be more aggressive, to coach more angry? I know if he's truly a Buckeye, the last 3 years should be eating at his soul like it is us. What more motivation do you need than that, right? Um, Make sure you check out our live shows on Thursday night and Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Call in show on Thursday, discussion roundtable on Sunday, guys. Till next time, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. Sing Carmen Ohio with all your heart. OH.
I O.
Go Bucks.